Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, April 19th, 2012. U.S. unemployment actually dropped again. The Labor Department just came out with some information on that. Authorities in Mexico have raised the alert level for the nearly 18,000-foot Popocatépetl volcano. The Popocatépetl volcano is about 40 miles southeast of Mexico City, one of the largest cities in the world. The volcano is now in the fifth step in a 7-step warning process. It's at a yellow stage. The next stage is a red alert. A red alert would mean evacuations. The authorities in Mexico City are watching this very carefully. Apparently the volcano, according to the geologists, could experience significant explosions of growing intensity that hurl incandescent rocks, i.e. lava, significant distances, and large ash showers and molten rocks. So that's obviously something that has to be watched. As we reported earlier in the week, the U.S. auto industry is now facing significant problems as a result of a shortage of a crucial plastic resin caused by an explosion March 31st at a factory in Germany. They're absolutely running out of parts as a result of the explosion at the Evonik, E-V-O-N-I-K, factory in northern Germany, which apparently is now halved by 50% the worldwide supply of an important resin that's used in brake linings. It's going to affect the U.S. production facilities in Europe and then trickle over to the U.S. and to Asia. India announced this morning that it has conducted a very successful, their words, successful launch of a new nuclear-capable missile that would give it the ability for the first time to strike major cities in China, such as Beijing and Shanghai. For those of you who don't know it, the Indians and the Chinese have been rivals in Asia and even had a brief border skirmish about 25 years ago that was actually quite costly. The Indian missile apparently can reach a range of 3,100 miles. The Chinese have missiles that can reach longer distances. Lloyd's is coming out with some information, effective immediately actually, since it's retrospective to March 1st. Lloyd's has additional requirements that came into effect regarding distribution costs, reporting of distribution costs, broker remuneration, and additional charges. The guidance is aimed at Lloyd managing agents, but it's going to affect the brokers that they deal with. In light of the 2010 Bribery Act, it's never a word that you want to hear in a directive, Lloyd's now says that its managing agents have to adopt a very cautious and rigorous approach to compliance. Lloyd's concern is that the payment of additional fees, charges, or commissions may influence a broker to act other than in the best interest of its client. Lloyd's confirmed that ordinary brokerage that falls within the amount typically paid for the type of business, which has been fully disclosed to the client, is unaffected by its guidance. Beginning on March 1, Lloyd's is requiring each managing agency to report to the Performance Management Directorate, that's Tom Bolt's group, all new arrangements with a broker that involve additional payments before that they are entered into. There's also a requirement that these reports should include the details of additional payment arrangements that have been entered into by managing agents at a group level, but where some or all the payment is to be recharged to the syndicate. It's very interesting. Bahrain, where the big Grand Prix race is still scheduled for Sunday, is still seeing problems. Thousands of pro-democracy protesters were marching outside the capital of Bahrain yesterday. About 100 were arrested. The response was unusually restrained from the authorities. In the past, the rallies were broken up within minutes by tear gas. This time they simply shepherded the group away as best they could and made 80 arrests. It may well be because of the presence of several thousand foreigners in Bahrain now for the race. Now the last story is a little bit interesting. It's about China. Everybody pretty much knows now about the Chongqing party boss, Bo Xilai, whose wife has been arrested and under suspicion of killing a British national, poisoning him actually. Mr. Bo Xilai had been thought to be a a rising star in the Chinese Communist Party leadership, but he's now in disgrace. It now seems as if the security chief of China, Zhao Yongkang, could be under suspicion as well. Mr. Yongkang was the only Politburo member to speak out for Mr. Xi in the deliberations 2 weeks ago, according to reports. And Mr. Yongkang has now been accused of official corruption. I should not say accused. It's whispered that he's been accused of corruption. And he has made tearful confessions and loyalty statements to the Chinese president. It's not yet known whether or not Mr. Yongkang's status is going to be officially affected, but people are watching very closely. If you've watched this show for any period of time, you know that we have a very strong feeling about the system in China where a group of aging leaders and a very strict system of privilege with the princelings and other people are essentially controlling a country with 1.4 billion people, many of whom don't have enough to eat. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching on this year.